Hey guys, so my neighbor's selling his house and he's a woodworker and decided to downsize a little bit to make the move a little bit easier, and went over to his house and bought a couple tools, and he gave me some old clamps and stuff like that. And I'll have to go through all that. It might make a cool video. There's some neat old stuff in there. But one of the things he gave me is this. So it's an old Unimat hobby lathe. It's a SL-1000. Looks like it's made by American Edison Incorporated. Looking online, looks like they were rebranded under a lot of different names, but it's made in Austria. This is, I think, one of the later ones. I haven't done a lot of research to figure out exactly when it was made, but it looks like they were kind of made from the early 50s to the late 70s. So I imagine this is more in the late 60s to late 70s time. But it's in really good shape. It has no accessories, so there's no chuck. The only thing it really does have is a tool holder. The original ones, they look like they came with all kinds of stuff. I don't know if you bought like a base, kit like this and then bought all the accessories and this one just didn't have it, or if all the parts just got robbed from it over time. But anyway, this is what I have. Let me pull it out the box and we'll look at it. Okay, so you can see it's in good shape other than a little surface rust. All the parts move. When I first got it, and this moves. When I first got it, this was stuck, but I kind of played with it a little bit and put some grease on it and got it moving. It's still a little tough. So I think the first thing I want to do is kind of take these rails off and clean them up a little bit. What I'm going to try to do is just do a little steel wool and some chrome polish. I know it's not chrome, but it's light abrasive, and hopefully that'll get it clean. That's all I'm really going to do to it as far as cleaning it. I think it's in really good shape, and I kind of like, the look of it. So it's a neat little thing. Once we get it cleaned up, I'll kind of go over what I know about it. But it's missing a motor. Like I say, I don't have any accessories. This piece right here actually goes into, you can remove the headstock, put this on there and mount the headstock in there, and it kind of turns into like a mill or a drill press. So I'll kind of show you that once I get it figured out, but let me clean it up real quick. Okay, so I'm not going to rebuild the headstock. It's working fine. It has no play in it. So I did clean it up. I'm going to put some grease on it, kind of put it back together. My immediate goal is just to kind of get the thing working. So let's do that real quick. And in order to grease this good, I will need to take it apart because the whole thing kind of slides. But I'm going to grease this little pin right here because I had some trouble getting this thing out. And you can see these blued parts probably need some work. They've had some rust on them. I need to re-blue them and use some proper oil on them. This is just lithium grease because it's what I have in the house. Yeah, so that goes on and off easy now. So, let me show you what this thing is because I think this is kind of cool. Alright. So you pull the headstock off. Okay, let me put some grease on this real quick. Alright, so you stick this where the headstock is. And you tighten the bolt down, which locks it in place. And then you get this part. Can you see that? No, you can't. Alright, so then you get this part. You bring it down like this. Lock it in place. And then the headstock fits in here. I guess you gotta pull the pin out. I don't see where for the pin. But it becomes a drill press. So that's really cool. I've seen people who get a second headstock and kind of mount it permanently back here. So it's kind of one of those lathe mill combos. But I'm probably not going to use the mill. I just want to have a little lathe in here to play around with. So what's next? Well, let's get this headstock back on there. Well, everything's moving freely, but we still can't use it because we don't have a motor. We don't have any kind of accessories. So I did buy one thing. See, Roscoe wants to play ball. Okay, so I bought this cool little chuck. I think it was like $50 or something. And one of the things I thought would be cool in this, since I got it for free, is to kind of try to make all the parts on my other lathe. And I figured that the chuck would be too big of a task since I don't even know how to use the lathe in the first place. So I got that. And then for the motor, I have this, which I think I got this out of a scrap box somewhere that I worked. But if you look on eBay for like electric bike motors, I think something real similar to this comes up. So I think that's basically what it is. So this obviously doesn't fit, so we're going to have to make some kind of bracket. I don't know if we'll remake this bracket or make an adapter plate, but that'll be a future video. And I've got the chuck. I've got a set of belts. So we'll have to make a pulley for this motor on the lathe. And we should have a functioning lathe at that point. It's a DC motor. I'm just going to run off the power supply for now. I'll probably build one in the future. And I may even make a little mini DRO for it because I thought that'd be kind of funny. Using maybe like some Harbor Freight calipers. I think they have a, if you take them apart, they have a RS-232 output on it. So you could feed that into a microcontroller and make a little display, and that'd be kind of neat. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. It's going to be a couple episodes probably. And then hopefully we'll be able to use it on some projects in the future. But thanks for watching.